Since the online English teaching boom in the past few years, dozens of new companies have emerged. As you may know, my husband Nick and I have been traveling for the past 6 years, and we have been documenting our various odd jobs and side hustles over here on this channel. I personally have been teaching English both on and offline since 2018, and one company that has caught my eye in 2024 is a company called Twenix. So naturally, I decided to give Twenix a try to see what it's all about. And of course, what I learned is that while there are some significant benefits to teaching with Twenix, there are of course some drawbacks as well. So in this video, I'm going to be documenting my experience teaching with Twenix and talking about both of those. Okay, so my first question was, what is Twenix? So here are the key features. Twenix is an online teaching platform where you can teach English to adults. The students are mostly in Spain and Italy. What's interesting is that many of the students on this platform are taking English as a part of their job. And so the content that you're teaching is a mix between general English and then more sector-specific business English. There is no degree required, and you also do not need to be a native English speaker to teach on Twenix, which we absolutely love. On top of that, there are no nationality requirements, which is great. It opens the door of opportunity for so many more people. And then there's no self-marketing needed, there's no minimum hour requirement, and you can take advantage of last-minute booking opportunities as well. There's no lesson preparation required, and you can start teaching from day one, which I really liked. If you want to start making money online soon, Twenix is a really good option because as soon as you're accepted, you can start teaching on the platform. Full disclosure, before we begin, Twenix sponsored me to try out their platform, but all opinions in this video are my own. Now that hopefully all of that is clear, let's dive into the sign-up process. This part was pretty simple. You basically just go to the Twenix website and fill in a pretty simple application form. You enter your name, where you're from, what certifications you have. I personally have my TEFL certificate, so I put that in there. And then you also upload your CV. Next, there are 2 video tasks that you have to complete. As you can see, there's lots of natural light in this room. I actually do have a ring light, but I don't think I'm going to use it. I think it looks, to me, this looks okay. So I have 2 video tasks. I was preparing for them this morning. Aside from just what the video tasks are, it does just say the regular things, like make sure you have good lighting, that your audio's good. I think that they're trying to get a feel for how you are going to be on camera, which is pretty standard for these teaching platforms. I think they just want to see my personality, how I would do this, so I'm going to go for it. I have my notes right here, and I'm going to try to avoid like reading from them. I just have some dot shots. Hi, Anton. How are you today? How was your week in your new role? If you don't mind, there are just a couple corrections of vocabulary that I want to touch on with you. Okay, I think that was good. Hi, Anton. Oh my gosh. Taking a mental health day. Also, I'm just recording this in photo booth. Okay, so I'm just gonna upload these here. Looks like it's gonna take a second, and then we'll see what happens after I press send. And then you wait. Once I heard back from Twenix, my videos were approved right away, and then I moved on to the onboarding process. And so here are all of the training materials that are designed to get you prepared to teach on the platform. Okay, so I was actually super impressed by how thorough the training materials were. And while it definitely took me a few hours to get through everything, I super appreciated how detailed everything was, because you are talking to adults who are in the workplace and you may need to teach some business English. I really liked how they offered tips on industry-specific vocabulary, especially in fields that I don't really know anything about, like pharmaceuticals or like UX design. These are not things that I typically talk about in my day-to-day life. So again, I really appreciated the training on all of these specific subjects so that I could kind of get over my imposter syndrome when it comes to talking about these subjects. And at first it feels really intimidating, but then after reading through the modules, I felt very well equipped and honestly 100% fine. Twenix's whole thing, as I kind of mentioned earlier, is that you can start teaching day one on the platform as soon as you're accepted. And so in true Twenix nature, after I finished all of my modules, I started teaching the very next day. I'm gonna use my ring light today because it's getting dark. It is 4:30 p.m., but it's winter here. Okay. Hi, how are you? I personally really like teaching English to other adults after so many years of teaching to only children. And yeah, it's a really fun platform for sure. It feels very casual. Guys, that one went so well. That one went so well. Side note, I had so much fun teaching on this platform and talking to people from Italy and Spain. I have not been to Spain, but I have been to Italy, and it definitely made me want to go back. So what do I like about Twenix? Number one, the immediate start. I love that you can start on the platform from day one. Once you're accepted, you can jump right in, and it's a really great way to start earning remotely quickly. The second thing that I definitely like is that there are lesson plans that are provided to you. Twenix supplies full lesson plans requiring minimal preparation. There are no slides, but there are lesson topics and prompts. It quite honestly felt like talking to a friend, but you're getting paid to do it. The thing that I should note is that teachers really do lead the class. So again, while there are topics and prompts to get you through the class, I guess it is kind of a better gig if you are naturally a pretty good conversationalist. Like, I love just chatting with someone about basically any subject, so this was very easy for me. I have found the platform to be really nice. It's a nice change from teaching English to children, which on some platforms they require you to be very entertaining and kind of like on all the time, and this felt a lot more relaxed and natural. And yeah, I just really liked it. I had some really good chats. I also love that the payment is via Wise, formerly TransferWise. Anyone who's been following this channel knows that I love Wise. They really just do have the best exchange rates, and I really do prefer this form of payment instead of PayPal or Payoneer. I also really loved the class length. All classes are 26 minutes long, hence the name Twenix, because like 26. And so you have a 4-minute break between classes. Unlike some other platforms where the classes are, say, in a 30-minute block or a 1-hour block. So if you have back-to-back classes, you actually don't even have a minute of break in between. On Twenix, you're always gonna get that 4-minute break in between two 26-minute long classes. Okay, so now some more neutral observations, not positive nor negative. The assessments. So you have to complete the assessments as soon as you are finished the class, which some people may not like. Like, I personally liked getting it out of the way right away. I know some people prefer to do all of their assessments at the end of their teaching day, but Twenix does require you to do the assessments right away. Otherwise, your students can't progress to the next level. So it's really important that you finish your assessments at the end of the class. And then also the chat corrections. So teachers are encouraged to use the chat features to correct students as they are learning throughout the class. It's actually pretty cool if you look at the platform, but it is a bit of a learning curve to be kind of correcting your students and typing as you're also trying to listen and actively engage in the conversation. Now, of course, let's get into the cons. Number one, the seasonal class availability. So there are peak, shoulder, and low seasons on Twenix. January and August are particularly challenging. I'm not 100% sure why, but I've heard it's likely due to the holiday periods in Spain and Italy. It'd really be great to have better availability in January, especially because, you know, you're coming out of December, people spend a lot of money on the holidays, and it'd be really great to make some money online at the beginning of the year. So Twenix, if you're watching this, that would be something to improve on. Okay, so let's talk about the teacher ratings. So teachers must maintain a rating of 4.7 out of 5, and that is pretty high in my opinion. But of course it is to encourage high quality teaching, and I can see why they make it that. And like, again, to be fair, you are teaching adults, and I find people to be a lot more reasonable in their ratings. I personally had no problem maintaining a 4.9 out of 5 rating, but it does kind of put that pressure on. Of course, again, you're dealing with adults who are taking this learning thing pretty seriously. A lot of them are required to learn English for their jobs, so it seems unlikely that someone would dock you for something petty. But if you are struggling to maintain a high rating, Twenix will provide learning materials and webinars to kind of help teachers improve their ratings in general. Another downside is that you cannot cancel classes on Twenix. Missing a class results in a warning, and repeated absences can result in your account being deactivated. And then you also can't cancel classes. At first when I heard that, I was pretty shocked, but then I learned that Twenix has a pretty unique transfer class system that I personally haven't seen on any other platform. So basically, if you're unable to make a class, you can transfer your class to another teacher. So this has pros and cons, right? Because it's like when you're trying to drop a shift at work. That shift is your responsibility until somebody else takes it. That said, I actually personally have had to transfer 2 classes, and both times my classes were picked up immediately. And the pay rate. The pay rate is really not great, and it is location based. In fact, your specific salary details aren't disclosed to you until after you finish the first step of the application process, and it does depend on where you are located. So I guess if you were to finish the initial application step and you're not happy with the pay rate that you see, you don't have to keep going in the application. You can kind of just walk away from there. And on top of that, it also takes a while to get a pay raise. I did see that teachers need to complete 101 classes to get a 10-cent pay raise. That said, unlike other platforms, there's no extra work outside of the classes whatsoever, and the materials are prepared ahead of time, so you really are only working during that 26 minutes. Okay, so here are my final thoughts. I personally love the flexibility of Twenix. You can work as much or as little as you want by simply opening up or closing down your slots. I like that the system matches you with students, and I actually really do like that you can transfer classes to another teacher when life gets in the way. Twenix is a really good option for those looking to teach English online without the need of a degree, a TEPL certificate, or any self-marketing or self-promotion. However, its seasonal nature, strict attendance policy, and low pay are definitely factors to consider. Overall, Twenix does provide a good mix of flexibility and structure, making it, I think, a worthwhile option for aspiring English teachers. If you're looking to learn more about teaching English online, side hustles, gig work, how to make money on the road, consider subscribing to our channel. Thank you for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Okay.